Hello everyone, welcome to Toyitos. Welcome back to Toyitos. To all our beautiful subscribers, we say thank you so much for staying with us. If you're new here, we are so happy you find us. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit on the notification bell so you'll be notified for more upcoming videos. In the comment section, please note the regretful comments. Thanks for watching. Till I will see you in my next video. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you all. Bye.
Of if not up to $16,000. So you can imagine if we have this kind of serious devices used by the Boko Haram that even the military, Nigerian military, doesn't have access to, and we are pretending like things are right, or we are actually doing fine when it comes to security. So it is actually the time where we need to come out and speak the truth. There is no need for us to start to euphemize or try to speak hiding our tongues in our cheeks, or try to make people feel that, okay, don't attack the government. There's nobody attacking the government. The duties are well clearly stated that you have to ensure the security, and until when you ensure the security, we will continue to attack in whichever constructive way that we can. So we cannot because we want to be a good Nigerian, like you say, like they used to say those days. He's a good, very good guy, very oga. There is no way we can be suffering and smiling. We've been doing this for too long. So imagine the lives that have been lost in the north. Do you understand? In the north and some other parts of the six geopolitical zones, and imagine what the families are going through. Imagine how this whole thing is being aggravated, how this whole thing is expanding. From Boko Haram, we have different kind of terrorists, different kind of terrorist groups. Now they have spread from all this part now. They are now even in my own state now. Do you understand? So before you know it, who knows where the whole thing is spreading to? Just because there's not been a proper way to attack this whole thing. See, I'm not a politician, and I don't even pray to be a politician or whatever, but there's something that I understand that all of us are supposed to do, and that is we speaking the truth to power whenever we need to. And this is the time we need to. The only way we can be good Nigerians is when we see things that are not, they are not done right, and we're able to criticize that. Oh, this thing is bad. How can we help? Okay, these are the things that you need to do. Okay, those are the things that you need to do. Why not upgrade your? See, if you look at the Nigerian, Nigerian army budget, annual whatever, millions of dollars, and then you come and look at it that and you guys, there was a military general, there was a colonel or whatever that was deployed to the north the other time, for this operation, and he gave his reports, on a interview, and you can imagine that the next day they transfer this man back, and according to the news, this man has to go and face some whatever allegations by the military that he's actually bluffing. This is somebody reporting that, okay, we don't have enough ammunition. The Boko Haram they have taken down all our gun trucks. We don't even have anything. All the whole situation is just a comatose. But immediately what they can do is just, oh yeah, come back home. You are saying too much. And this is the same military that millions of dollars is being allocated to annually, just to make sure that these guys are able to secure lives and properties of Nigeria. But then this whole thing is not actualized, and then we cannot but speak the truth. If the government has seen that, okay, this whole thing is actually beyond us, then okay, now let us sort some security assistance in any way. But however, like we all know, there is no way you can actually solve a security problem like this when your economy is in shambles, when the Nigerians have really lost hope even in the country, and you want the security to be top notch. It's not going to work. It's not magic. That we all know. Do you understand? But all these things are still are still expected. That okay, these are the strategies. If we begin to say okay, let's leave the federal government alone, let's face the state government, but there is a limitation to what we can criticize the state for. Was it the state government that introduced that subsidy is over? Was it? At the end of the day, what exactly comes back to the states at the end of the day? If we are to go by the revenue, if we are to go by the revenue that this nation is we have, what percentage goes back to the state that we can now start to hold the state for? If we look at it critically, we understand that the federal government has more to do. Of course, they have a lot to do. You understand? So the whole thing still lies with them. It still lies with them. They have the mandate to deliver. If they cannot deliver, then there's no reason for it to be there. You are the one that promised that okay, you are going to make sure that okay, the economy is the $1 equal to one naira. Sorry, yeah, $1 to one naira. Fuel will be 15 naira. This and that. All the promise is gone. What exactly have you done? It's not just by talking. We have talked and talked. He has talked and he has bluffed everywhere. But at the end of the day, we can't even see nothing. A lawmaker in Osun State was saying something yesterday that okay, after Tinubu came in, he has increased all the constituency allowance, project allowance, or whatever. That no lawmaker now from House of Rep gets anything less than 1 billion naira constitutional constituency projects, whatever. Before they get 200 million, get 300 or whatever, but now nobody gets less than 1 billion naira to go and do a project in their constituency. And in the Senate, none of them gets anything less than 2 billion naira now. Now, all this whole thing is being amassed into the pockets of the few without any process initiated to ensure transparency and accountability. If this whole thing is not ensured, then how do you expect them to do the needful? So everything has actually been politicized so that you know that they are going to eat the money, but you are keeping them because they are useful for you. You don't want to attack them. You don't want. So you now allow one of those senators or House of Rep members to criticize Tinubu today. You see that tomorrow EFCC will lay siege on his house, arrest all his family members, and he might be in the bars for the rest of the month. Look at what they did to this other guy, Yakari. What's his name? This man that's always speaking this whatever. They arrested this man, House of Rep. They arrested him, I think last week or whatever. EFCC, just because this guy has been on the other side, not with the APC or Tinubu. So we all can see where the problem is coming from, and until we are ready to actually tackle them head on from the roots, from the grassroots, then we might still be stuck with this our expectations that the government we need to encourage them. Oga, why do you want to encourage failure? You cannot encourage failure. All you need to do, let the right thing be done. The right thing needs to be done. And at the end of the day, let me conclude by saying we want to assume that okay, Nigerians should come out and participate in all the political processes, don't engage in apathy, blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, do we even have a kind of independent electoral system that will deliver according to what the people have actually casted? Do we have? We can see what happened in the last election, last two elections, last three elections. What exactly can we take home from the whole process? Recently, JAM has actually come out to say that we are sorry, we had a technical glitch, and that is why there is a mass failure, and we gave the wrong result to people, to children who came to write exams. When is INEC going to come out and also apologize that we are sorry, the last election, na magomago, na highest bidder na him we deliver for? When are they also going to come out and give that apology? Then we can actually know where else and how to follow them up. Until when we have a constitutional or our electoral process is actually revamped. If not, we might just go and queue in the sun, cast our ballots, but before we get home, my brother, the person that will occupy that office is already in the villa. Thank you.
Oh, that was wonderful, my brother. As always, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think we're getting a good mix now. We walked across this time around from top to bottom, and from the top we went federal. We went kind of House of Assembly, the stately sort of moderators, the states, community constituents, and all that kind of stuff. It's a very, very, very wonderful submission there, my brother. So, well, before I move on to Richie, yes, Kunle is also open our eyes again. Our legislator, our legislations, their impact and the benefit on the society. I don't know when we're going to get it right. Maybe there's something wrong with our constitution. Maybe that constitution itself is actually rogued. Because Kunle did mention something about 1999. I don't know, is that Second Republic in terms of our constitution? Do we actually need a republic constitution on one hand? And do we actually need that many amendments in our constitution? Because if you look at the 1999 constitution, if you go further down the line, you will see so many amendments, even up to 2022. I don't even know if we have 2025 amendments. I think it's a rogue constitution. I think it's a constitution that is actually narrowing down the electorate power. Maybe we believe that we have a two-party system now. Babangida obviously was instrumental in actually ensuring that we have a two-party system. I remember watching a documentary somewhere about it. He was speaking, so yeah, it was a man himself. And maybe even now, what we have right now are rogue traders within our electoral system. We put impunity into the process. We kind of galvanize shenanigans. We now actually have gone down the route where we can eliminate certain state governments or governors that are not complying with the way we want to run the show. Now we get rid of them and we put APC there. By the time we have 6 or 7 states in the the same, let's say, a similar guise, we do it that way. We get over the first one. We do the second one. 3 years down the line, obviously we've got 2 years. In a year's time, we will have states in there where they've rogued the governors out of their position and installed APC governor there. Is that not another process of maligning the process, using the power we have right now to kind of manipulate the process and still reach out to the Constitution? And these are non-constitutional forces. These are non-constitutional engagement. These are non-constitutional kind of installations. So if we allow these non-constitutional shenanigans to take place now, and we don't have the power as citizens to actually fight it, if anything, it will be a military might. It will be a new guy coming in there with military statement and military kind of connotations. And if we do that and encourage and we don't have the power to do so, we're going to end up with one-party system. Because what's going to happen? There's going to be the first 4 years. And before you know what's going on, about 6 or 7 states has been rogued within 4 years or even more, and we don't have the power to contest or detest it. And before you know what's going on, the second term will now have more APC governors, newly installed governors, unconstitutional process, and we're going to end up with one-party system. And you actually tell me we have a Nigeria that is going to work. I think I still believe, and I've said it so many times, Nigeria Limited is back. And they're going to rogue us. They're going to push us to the walls. They're going to relinquish all the powers. Our voice, there will not be any restitution. And there won't be a process of us getting out there to believe that we have any power constitutionally, because all the injustices and the unconstitutional process actually then means there's no remonstration. There won't be any remonstration, because at the end of the day, if you want to go demonstrate out there, they will throw the constitution at you and show the reason why you are about your plight in the first place. So we have a very big problem. I don't know where we're going. I just think that things are happening. We don't have the power. We don't have the military. We have the juntas in places. We have insurgents in places. We have the Fulani ads people in place. We have all these shenanigans happening in our country. Guys, let's wake up. Pretty soon, it's going to be a one-party state. Richie, let's have you.
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, wherever you are. Yes. Thanks for. I love this topic. It was quite brilliant, and I love the Aristocrat submission. Very passionate about Nigeria as usual, which is really good. It encourages the likes of me to kind of be a little more interested in Nigerian affairs. Now, I'm going to go to two different directions. One of the focus is the current system that we have. And I'm going to go back to the kind of system we had before, the regional system that we had before in Nigeria, and then fast forward back to the federal system. Now, if you look at it, for me, I strongly believe the federal system is not working, right? Confederation system would probably be a best idea. You know why? Because the structure of Nigeria itself, the baseline is already there. We have the Yoruba, we have the Hausa, we have the Igbos, right? And if you have a confederation system of government, I don't know whether you understand what the confederation means. It means there's a stronger autonomy power on the states as opposed to the federal. The federal will be there to protect in terms of security or foreign relations and etc. But they are weak. The power is actually invested in the states at the state level. That's what confederalism is all about. And once you have that, then you have a great deal of accountability that we're talking about. Like I mentioned about something at the local level, right? Once you have that kind of devolution of power, that the state has more power, there's high degree of transparencies on their daily functions of what, and they're closer to their people of the states, right? And when you compare that and you move that to the federal system that we have, right, it's masking a lot of issues, which is what Mr. Kule just mentioned about this insecurity, and then I think Rotimi mentioned it as well. When you look at that aspect alone, it's a significant negative impact on Nigerian development. The Boko Haram are a menace to the society. Even it stops their agricultural impact, growth impact on Nigeria, because everybody is running away from the farmers. The farmers are being chased, we are being killed. Even for us coming home from diaspora, you never know what's going to happen to you when you go home, right? And this is coming from the security that hasn't been protected. And this has been going on for the past 10 years or more. And it's getting worse on a daily basis. So where I'm standing, even if we have to continue with this federal constitution or federalism government, the constitution needs to, there needs to be a drawback, go back to the drawing board. Because when you look at the cost of governance is a joke in this current constitution. All the politicians are being paid higher salary to some absurdity. Compare how much does Donald Trump get paid in a year? How much does the British Prime Minister get paid in a year? And compare that to Tinubu, what he gets paid in a year. And that's watered down to all the political appointees. I'm talking about the legislature, I'm talking about the House of Assembly, the Senate, and all that. The cost of governance is too much, very unrealistic, extremely unrealistic for Nigeria. Not to talk of buying, but going out and start buying all these foreign cars, where you have the Nigerian assembled car crying loud for marketing. And you went and you spending millions on one single Toyota, where you can buy innocent car for four of that kind of whatever you call it, maybe G Trooper or whatever you want to call it, or Land Rover. That's one thing that's quite peculiar, which I'll keep insisting on all the time. Is the cost of governance is a calamity. People see political posts as ends to their life, that this is where I'm going to make my money. Why? They're not there to serve people. And there's no transparencies. It's bonuses and bonuses. Even when they retire, what these people get when they retire is absurdity. And there's a lot of people, 80-90% of people are suffering. Common earth thing is not happening. Like what Lagata just mentioned. And that's why I keep saying that if there's a confederal system, people will know exactly what's happening. Everybody will know their onions. I'll give you an example. In Switzerland, right, there's confederation. And you know why? We have the French side, we have the Italian side, and we have the German side. And they have autonomy power. If you go to Geneva, everybody speaks French. The documents are written in French. Yes, they're written in German, but the focus on the language is French. And if you go to the Italian side, the focus on the language is Italian. And if you come to the German side, the focus on the language is German. In Nigeria, it's already mapped out. The baseline is there. The base structure is there for us. Those are the things that's killing the nation. The cost of governance is unheard of. People see the police, and that's what actually increases corruption and embezzlement in the government. Because people see it as a power. That if I can attain this position, I'm going to enrich my pocket, I'm going to enrich the family. It doesn't work like that in Western world. You and I know that actually. You can meet your MP, you can meet your MP in the bank queuing up in front of you. Even have a little chat with him. No big deal. And you probably earn more than he does. Are we there to serve the people, or are we there to serve to enrich our pocket? That's why I said the constitution needs to be revisited. Seriously. If we have to continue on this trajectory of federalism, the constitution needs to be revisited and cost all those shenanigans, cost of governances. It's a calamity. It's like a parasite government. It just makes people behave irrational and become parasite. You have to know this, you have to know this, and know this, I know I can get this. And what happened? It watered down to all these local things that Aristotle and Lagata was saying. And what happened? Nothing. By the time the money gets to the actually the functional aspect of it, it's already becomes a penny. A million is allocated from the top, and what happened? It becomes a penny at the bottom. But if there's a confederation system, all those things will be accountable for, and there will be a high degree of transparency, because in your county, your consistency, people can go there easily accessible. Those are the things I think, from my own view, that will actually, can catapult Nigeria going forward as a nation. Thank you. I don't have to spend 5 minutes, but this is what I can see the whole thing. Thank you. I think you muted.
Where are you now?
Sorry, Jerry. I was just saying,
Let
Jack. Are you there?
host.
Well, I
Yes.
mean, Richie, thanks for that wonderful segment. Jack, are
Where
you
is
there?
Jack still self?
Yeah, I know. We be like say we went nightclub last night. We just chilling. So I mean that brings
Okay.
us back to
Wait,
that
host.
Fulani. Go
I don't
on.
want you to go too far. I just want
Okay.
to comment on something you mentioned,
All
talking
right.
about Nigeria turning to one party state.
Okay, carry on.
As one, I always love to look at the fundamentals of problem, root cause of problem. Don't let us be in denial or we delusional that Nigerian parties, political parties from time immemorial are ideological. They've never been. Nigerian party have always been where people boku pass na we go win election. It's about numbers. And for politicians in Nigeria, they don't get to position because of the ideal or their political ideas, just like you will say the Republican, the Democrat, the Conservative, the Labour, and all that. No, they don't have that. They only say it, they don't do it. You have more of political representation just to bring some goodies to their locality. For example, if today a man from the southwest is the president, we will see that people's mind will be tilted to people that are put in position. How many are the people from southwest? It's tribe. Oh, they begin to shout, we are this. If Hausa man comes, oh, only Hausa. If Igbo man comes, only Igbo. That has been the problem. It then means, logically from time immemorial, is more of number of my people that can put there. So Nigeria, if you want to look at Nigeria in terms of one state, two state, it has never been like that. It is not about the state. It is not about the party. Parties have always been purpose, what do they, SPV, special purpose vehicle. That is what parties have always been. So me, I'm not someone that look at party. If tomorrow all governors become one party, it doesn't change the fact that if there are different parties, they will do better. It has never been. If you look under Obasanjo historically, as at 2023, when Obasanjo was there, it was only Lagos State, AC, that was a different party. The rest are all PDP. Obasanjo performed. We saw some of his gains, especially in writing off debt. We saw some of his gain coming out from the ruins of the military era. But when it moved to Yar'Adua, we saw some of Yar'Adua gains and we saw some of not his gains. When it moved to Jonathan, as at 2021, under Jonathan, before 2014, before Buhari comes in, we have 23 PDP governors. We have 6 ACN governors. We have ABGA, we have CPC, and we have APC. Did we call Nigeria one party state then under Obasanjo? They did not call it one party state. Every politician will go about what they were doing because it suits their literature and what they want Nigeria to see. Now, in 2020, under what do you call it? Under Buhari, we had, as at end of Buhari's government, we had 23 APC governors. We have 16 or so for PDP. They did not call it one party state then, did they? They didn't. As at, no, not 23, 22. As at today, even as at April today, even when Delta have moved to APC, we have, just like under Jonathan, 23 APC governors. The rest are other parties. So when people come, for me, when people come with the rhetorics of Nigeria is turning to one party, I tell them, shut up. Because they are all the same. Check these same people. They are people that have moved from PDP to APC to that. They are political prostitutes, political party prostitutes. They don't look at ideology. It is what suits them. Look at the legislature. I was listening to one legislature early this month that moved from one party, from AMPP in Kano, and now moved to APC. And the journalist was asking him, why did you move? He said, it is where I know I can represent my people, because I know next election more people are tilted towards the government. So for me to continue to represent my people, I go to the party that has support, that I can still be in power. It shows how selfish our politicians are. So we as a people, when we now come and we give life to this one party rhetoric that is going about, I just laugh, because it has always been. It has always been. It is when it is not paying this politician that they come with some conjecture and throw into the media, and the media takes it and they begin to sing like canary. They begin to sing, and everybody, one party, one party. If Nigerian people did not sing one party under Obasanjo, did not sing one party under Jonathan, and they are doing it, one thing we should all know, that if we put all current politicians out and ask them for their party DNA, you will see that they are prostitutes. Excellent. All of them.
So that's what I wanted to come to. Can we say two-party system is the best?
We should not be talking about party.
Can we say two-party system?
No, it's not even about two-party system, my brother. If tomorrow we have two parties, we have PDP and APC. If APC or PDP is the one in government, you will see all of them more in APC. Tomorrow, if PDP is now more in government, you will see all of them in PDP. They behave as if they are sheep that are being directed. Go here, because of what they will benefit. That is the problem. That is our dilemma. Our dilemma is not about the vehicle. It's about the people occupying the vehicle. And this thing is also what is affecting the umpire. Just like Kule said. Don't forget, under Buhari, before the last 23 election, the act that established that INEC was reworked on. It took them about 3 years before they could come to the final one, introducing technology. Everybody, including CLOs, were applauding it. But they refused to see the error there. They refused to see the clauses and what will give you election victory, even when you go to court. And when those things are now tested in court, everybody that supported that same act is now crying foul. What is wrong with us?
Do you know that the Nigerian Constitution is one of the most documented constitutions in the world?
Yes, I know. Because I've read the Constitution more than 10 times. I've read the Nigerian Constitution. And I will tell you something. If we look at the Nigerian Constitution as amended today, and our system can even adopt that Constitution, implement it the way it is lettered in that Constitution, we will be better than America, better than Britain.
That's I am always it's not working, is it? It's not working.
Now, listen, Papa, you didn't hear what I've just said. If it is what is in that Constitution today, and it is followed by 70%, 80%, Nigeria will be singing good song. The problem is not actually the letters of the Constitution. The problem is the implementation of the spirit of the Constitution by the Ajagudu Jeras, the Olays, the Offons, the Dambraos that we put in house, that we put as governor, as we put our leader, that we turn the Constitution only to favor them when it has to. But when it doesn't favor them, they begin to tell us, no, these people are doing ojoro. This is the problem we have. No matter how good your system of government, when you have selfish leaders occupying the post to act it out. Okay, IT guy, you and Richie, you are system men. If you put some set of commands for a system to follow, when you activate it, what do you expect? To follow the commands, yes or no? But if you have an administrator that already have a set of commands and is altering those commands for the output to be what he feels should be the answer, don't you see he has bypassed the command? So the problem is not the command, the problem is the administrator who has the administrative power to tweak, and that is the problem of Nigeria leaders and Nigerian constitution.
Aristocrat, let me comment on.
It's consistent failure.
Yeah, let me comment on one.
Thank you very much.
We have a situation, obviously, aristocrat, which is to do with recently there was an issue in a state and all that kind of stuff. The governor needed to go, and then I don't know, maybe we reinstated another governor. Is that sort of like an interim governor? Is that a governor going forward that will take us into another 4 years when the time comes in 2027?
Yeah.
Host, we've discussed this before. I think on Kule's platform, and this is my view. When you bring in an emergency rule, what it simply means in a layman language, you have suspended the constitution. Just like when the military people take over constitution. When military people take over, they will come and announce the constitution is suspended. What they now do is according to their own procedure, and now they want to run it. Same thing applies to that state. Now, under our constitution, is the president empowered to declare state of emergency? Yes. Is it explicitly documented that it can suspend a democratically elected body? No. However, there is another clause that also now came in that said even if the president declares a state of emergency, it must be rectified by the National Assembly.
Now,